Hey, it's your girl KV back with the season finale review of Sistas, season 8, episode 22. Before you walk out of my life. Y'all, I was just talking for like a whole 5 minutes and realized I was not recording because the camera was already recording. So when I hit the button, it stopped recording. And I was just talking, and it ain't recording. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna get into the review. Yes, I have on an apron. It is Sunday and I am cooking dinner. Okay, cooking dinner for six, 3, 2, 5. Cooking dinner for 5. My mama wanted some ribs, so I'm doing ribs, coleslaw, baked beans for her. Did my husband vegan soup? You know, he's vegan. He left some red lentils, kale, chickpea potato soup, all types of different little soups, you know, just all types of combinations. So just finished that up, getting to this review. So we opened this episode with Calvin still at Sabrina's house. You know, he's picking some stuff up from Atlanta. Picking some stuff up from Atlanta, here from LA. She's telling him that she's recently decided that she wants to be a mom and she's going the IVF route. She explains to him that her boyfriend, Rich, said that he would be the donor, but his sperm was not viable. So, you know, what are we going to do? Why do I look like that? What are we going to do, right? So she explains to him that she met this guy named Damani and he's in her life because of work, and he offered up his sperm. And he's just kind of like, oh, okay. Ooh, this is kind of messy and all over the place. And let's just park right here for a second because there are so many opinions about Sabrina when it comes to Damani. Did people expect Sabrina to quit her job because Damani is somebody she would have to interact with often? Did people expect her to quit her job, the job that she fought so hard to get back? People really felt like Sabrina should have quit her job or turned down the trips to Turks and Caicos because of the relationship with Damani. Now, granted, I can definitely see where this could be a point of contention for her relationship. But I'm not gonna quit my job though. So either you're gonna trust me or you can keep it moving. It's really that simple. And I stand by that. I stand by that because as somebody who's trying to advance in her career, she just got this management position. Why would she turn down this trip when this is eyes on her to say, hey, you see how good I'm doing as a leadership? Bump me up again. Make me a regional manager, not just a branch manager. You feel me? So the fact that people feel so strongly, Sabrina wrong for going on that trip with Damani. She went on a work trip and her coworker Damani was there. Yes, it's a little sticky, but it's only sticky because Rich left it room to be sticky. This just didn't have to be the way it is. But Rich is being as immature as he is, don't want to communicate, don't know how to communicate. You left the door open for her to get closer to Damani. And I stand by that. I stand by it. So she's, finishing up talking to Calvin. He's about to get out of here. Well, I don't even think she was finishing up, really. He was just kind of hugging her to comfort her. And Rich just walks into her apartment. I said, did you leave the door unlocked or does he have a key? Why did he not? Why is he just walking into her place like that? That pissed me off so bad. So he comes in there. They introduce themselves. Sabrina's like, that's my friend. And Calvin is like, all right, I'm going to just go. Good seeing you. Good meeting you. I'm going to go. Y'all fix that. Rich is basically like, oh, I regret when I didn't talk to you. She's like, yeah, you ghosted me. You ghosted me. So he's basically professing his love. He apologizes for what he did. Yada, yada, yada. Who cares? She lets him know that her and Damani got close. During the trip. She said, we wasn't like this, but we did get close. She tells him she basically want to see other people because this relationship is not working for them. This is a very toxic relationship. Very toxic. So he gets mad and he storms off like he usually does. She's packing up his stuff and just packing up his stuff to give to him because she ain't got time for all of this. She don't. She got too much stuff to worry about between work and personal to where Rich changing his mind or ghosting you every 5 seconds. It's like, girl, I wouldn't be studying this man. Mind you, they really haven't been together that long to even have to go through all of this. Let's see, because when it can't be no more than like 3 months, 4 months, because Karen was pregnant. Karen was pregnant, Penelope was pregnant, and they've been all that long since, they met. It has not been, couldn't be no more than 6 months. Can't be no more than 6 months. So next we see Andy and Fatima at work. And Fatima's like, give me your phone. I need to share your location with me and I'll do the same. Because you always winding up in some trouble. And I just ain't got time to be wondering what's going on with you, girl. They talk about Robin. Andy's like, I'm kind of feeling him. I kind of want to see what it would be like. And Fatima's like, okay. She's like, I know that, you don't really like him or you don't really agree. Fatima like, he may work a little harder for me, putting me up under Hayden, but I now see that he had no ill intentions for you. He was just looking out for the firm. Yeah, yeah. So she gives her approval. I'm like, Andy is so weak-minded. Why do you need your friend's approval to go try to date somebody that you dated in the past? She is so weak-minded. It is sad that you're some big shot lawyer, but you ain't even got the confidence to go after the man you want because you're afraid of being ridiculed. After you've been running behind Gary all this time. Girl, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, Andy. So Andy's sitting there in Fatima's office, the office that they barely have Fatima in. Because they just be having her posted up in the conference room like she's some intern. So she's like, well, I thought that you would judge me for wanting to date Robin. She's like, girl, I'm married to Zach. I'm marrying Zach Taylor. And all of his mess and baby mamas and kids and jail. And how I'm going to judge you. Okay? Especially if I'm the happiest I've been in life with this person. You go find your happy as well. Andy's leaving. She's all excited to go catch up with Robin because remember, he left it in her court to come see him if she wanted to try to make this something. So she gets in her car and there is somebody in her back seat that pulls the little thing over her, gas her, pass her around a bit, and kidnaps her. Meanwhile, Robin over here basically being sexually assaulted down to the police station by Penelope. So they just got Jordan out. She bailed him out. He's his legal representation. And, Jordan's happy because he's been in there for like a month. And, Penelope is Penelope. She's talking to Robin. Well, she kisses him. Like when Jordan walks out, she just full blown going for a kiss. I'm like, girl, have you no cool? Like, what? And he's like, listen, we can't do this, girl. I done told you a million times. This ain't that. And she's just like, oh, because of Andy. Hopefully she doesn't ruin your life like she did my brother's. Girl, your brother ruined his own life. You ruined your own life. Okay? Okay? And when she told you to leave Gary alone because he's crazy and XYZ, you decided to go against everything she said. And now you're trying to act like, oh, it's a trap. It was a trap to get me. Penelope is insane. I told you she should not be walking the streets, driving the streets by herself. She needs a 24-hour attendant until she gets her hormones leveled on out from, carrying this child that is no longer. My girl needs some help. She needs some mental help because she crazy. So Jordan and Penelope meet up with Rich at the juice bar. So he all sad from breaking up with, well, Sabrina breaking up with him, or saying they should date other people. So they're taking shots. You no longer relationship, me no longer jail. We finna take this shots. We gonna be this, we gonna be that. So they drinking and drinking and drinking. Jordan overdoes it. And Penelope sends him home. They show her walk right out with him and come right back in. I'm like, could we at least have seen you on your phone? Like, let me get a ride share. The ride share is here. Because we know you didn't just put him in his car for him to drive home, right? Right? It's just little stuff like that that aggravates me. I know it's TV, so, you know, it's not going to be 100% accurate to life, but you could have at least had her like, woo, you drunk, let me call a ride share, and 2 seconds later, the ride share is there. Like, we could have at least did that. We could have sped it up, but to just not even mention that, you just took them outside and walked right back in. Okay. And so Rich and Penelope are reminiscing on when they was growing up, how, ooh, you dated the ugly boys, ooh, you dated ugly girls, whatever, whatever, whatever. And he's just like, but you know, to be honest, my heart is, I'm hurt right now. I feel like I got shot. She's like, oh, where does it hurt? And she kisses her hand and puts it on his chest. He pulls her in for a kiss. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. But she like, nah, I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on somebody to let me know. Somebody. And they started getting it on right then and there, y'all. I said, oh, okay. They don't even lock the door, which was weird to me because it's like, this Atlanta. Y'all would have got robbed. Stop playing with me. They would have got robbed. And so, of course, this is what Sabrina walks in on when she is coming to return the stuff that he had at her house. Penelope and Rich, and she, you know, let me ride that, don't get. She in there getting it, right? And so Sabrina walks in. They don't even hear her walk in. They don't hear the door shut. They're too busy getting it on. So Sabrina throws all the stuff on the floor so that they can hear her, and then starts off. Penelope's just like, but still sitting on that nerve. Rich had to be like, okay, okay, all right. And he goes running after Sabrina. Penelope is so horned out. I feel like she would have smashed her own brother if he accidentally touched her booty. Like, she has been waiting on somebody to jump her bones because clearly she ain't had none in a while. She was in witness protection for all that time. And, you know, Gary ain't her man no more. She was trying to get something from Robin. He's too caught up on Andy. Like, the girl she been fiending. So at least she didn't smash her brother. There's the bright side of it all. At least it didn't go to incest because their relationship is extremely weird. I don't like how it's portrayed on camera unless it's purposely supposed to be like that, but it's weird. It's weird. So we see Danny and Tony comes over. He's acting all nervous and he's taking forever to spill the beans and, oh, you know, the partner, the people of the airline, company they weren't happy about that settlement. And, you know, they want to reprimand me too. Danny gonna say, why they messing with everybody but the person that's responsible for this? Rich is the person that's responsible for this. Yes, the white boy was talking smack and he should be fired and or written up, suspended or something as well. But this is Tony's fault. Everything that's spiraled is Tony's fault. So yes, he should get some reprimanding. She's like, oh my God, did they fire you? He's like, no, nothing like that. But, you know, they weren't happy. And she's like, spit it out already. I know, right? Spit it out already. They are transferring him to Anchorage, Alaska. I said Alaska. Alaska. Of all the places they sending him to Alaska. I said good because this is stupid. What did y'all think was going to happen? Did y'all really think that y'all was just going to go back to work as normal after all this happened? No, like, no. And it ain't even like it's beyond like, oh well, she needs to go to another team so that she isn't under him specifically. But it's like, no, we're way past that at this point with this settlement and everything like that. They need to be far apart. So I get it. They was gonna have to move him somewhere because generally, you know, it ain't multiple airports per city. Not in Atlanta, no way. Not too public. Not you know, somewhere where it would make sense for them to transfer him to. But Alaska was insane to me. We see Robin at the airport. He's about to cry a river because Andy did not come. Andy did not come to say goodbye, to say I love you, to say don't go, to say stay with me, don't let me go, because I built my world around you. Danny Kane, for those that know. So he calls her, he leaves a heartfelt message about how he thought they was gonna spend a life together and he really loved her and he just thought that this was their moment and he's so sad. Like, clearly you don't think the same because you would be here. You would be here, but you're not. You're over there. He's very sad. And I'm sad that he's sad because Robin is zaddy. So y'all don't even like him light skin, but Robin is zaddy. Period. And then all the lights go off at the airport. I said, what is this? Is this their last ditch effort for Andy to get out of being held captive and make it to the airport before his flight takes off, since the computers and the lights are off and everything? Like, okay, CP. Okay. Next, we see Fatima and Zach. They're at home and they're just not so sure that the cops got the right person. They're going over the board and they're like, you know what? We're just looking at the people that's around right now when Gary has lived many lives. It could be anybody from his past. Fatima's like, oh, yeah. Look somebody up, shows him a picture, but we don't see what she shows him. And then as she's looking up on the phone, she's like, wait a minute. Andy's phone is showing that she's still in the office when she left hours ago. So she's getting worried and they're about to go to the office to go check and see what's going on with Andy. But as this is happening, Karen just walks in. I said, do people knock? She ain't knock. She ain't ring no doorbell. She ain't call and say, I'm outside. She just walked on into place. So Zach is like, okay. Fatima is like, oh, no. I told her to come over. She needs to sign some papers. Because remember, Miss Marie gave them, if they sell this many more products, they can get more money. So Miss Marie had that paperwork and Karen was the only one that didn't sign. So Fatima was like, don't worry, I'll just bring the papers home and you can come over and sign it, since you couldn't do the little DocuSign basically. So she sends Zach to check on Andy and she stays there with Karen to sign the papers. Well, before they even get to signing the papers, y'all, Karen water break. Fatima's calling 911 and 911 ain't picking up. I said, in what world? And she's like, call Zach. I'm like, can we call Aaron too? I just gotta call Zach. Okay, girl, call Zach. I ain't gonna read too much into it because Zach was already there. She knows she got Zach's number. We can call Aaron later. But yeah, call Zach. Right. So Zach is over there. He gets to the office and he sees that Andy's phone is on the ground outside. So he like, oh snap, like whatever. Of course, his first mind goes to Gary. So he ends up, we'll get there. So he goes to go find Andy. So we see Gary in the office and Hudson is there. Hudson is just talking all crazy. Oh, you really don't remember me? You really don't remember me? Gary's like, I am tired of people trying to, challenge my memory and check my memory to see if I remember this stuff. And he's like, oh, you don't remember old Oswald Hudson from high school? Yeah, I was this little geeky kid and you and your little jock friends used to always pick on me. My only friend was Kim Potter and you hurt her. You killed her. So, yeah. I gotta off you, but you won't even die. I was pushing you cocaine laced with fentanyl and you won't die. I said, whoa, not the cocaine that Hudson was supplying, was the Fenty, but I feel like we did see some type of weird transaction with that to where it didn't come right out to say that's what was going on, but it was like real confusing, right? Because we was thinking that he was gonna overdose at some point because he was just always doing drugs. So we find out, he's like, oh, I wasn't working alone. I got the Grim Reaper with me herself. And in walks Jasmine, Gary's ex-wife. She is the one that had stabbed him, y'all. I said, ooh, the plot thickens. So this really got me like, so where does Miss Marie come into the circle? I'm wondering if like Miss Marie got Jasmine out so that she could do this, so that Hudson could sell her the financial holdings at some point. Like, I was confused on, well, we still are. I'm sure everybody is confused on how Miss Marie comes into play, because it's like, how we need to see a backstory on how she knows Hudson, you know? So I'm wondering if Miss Marie got Jasmine out knowing that she would go for Gary type deal. Because, you know, like I said, we remember that scene where Miss Marie told Andy, don't worry about it, I'll handle it. Right? So it's like, and how long has Hudson been working with Jasmine to get him? Like, was Hudson already plotting on Gary? And then Jasmine came into the picture and he was like, ooh, perfect, a scorn lover. We could definitely get it done this way. Like, I hope they dive a little more deeper into that on the next season. But, you know, it's Tyler Perry. We might not revisit this storyline until 3 seasons later. So we see the flashbacks of Jasmine when she had broken into Andy's house and had pow Gary with the rubber bullets, whatever he And then Jasmine goes in the hallway and she brings in Andy because she the one that had kidnapped her. And Andy, stupid, oh, thank you, when they were untying her and stuff. And then she looking like, oh, snap, it's you. It is you, right? She's threatening to off them both, Jasmine is. And her and Hudson, they kind of going back and forth. You did this, you did that, and she's going off on Andy. You ruined my marriage, you ruined mine and my kids' life, just so that you can play around with some married man. Like, girl, what did you think would come of this? And I'm like, basically, basically. And so Hudson hands her the gun. She cocked the gun. She pointed at them and da. She hands the gun back to Hudson. I said, why are we playing hot potato with this gun? Like, what is happening? And so Andy's just like, I thought you were in prison. I thought you were in prison. And she's going off on the both of them. Like, Gary, you thought that you were just going to throw me off a parking deck and nothing would happen? Yeah, he did. So we find out that Jasmine and Hudson are together, right? She's like, oh yeah, he's loyal. Boop. I said, not the little nose. Boop. Yeah, we're together because he's so loyal and this, that, and the third. We're gonna off you too, and then we're gonna go to Cuba or somewhere like that. That, you know, they don't extradite people for crime, so that's what we're gonna do. And then, you know, we got all this money, the money that you embezzle, we're gonna use that money. We're gonna use that money, and you know, yeah. Well, what about the kids, Jasmine? Don't you ask about the kids, so you ain't worried about the kids all this time. I said, I know that's right. Talk about something about the kids. And then Hudson is just like, bah, just shoot Jasmine in the chest. You see the blood splat on the wall, so she's gone. I said, I'd be mad at the mother. You bring me back for 5 minutes just to get You bring me back for 5 minutes just to offer me in the seat. That made me laugh. So he's like, oh my gosh, you talk so much. How you deal with that? And then Zach busts in. Because like I said, Zach is looking for Andy. Zach busts in there to rescue her. And then as Hudson is distracted, Gary tries to, you know, ambush him to get the gun. And Zach runs over and ambushes 2, and the 3 of them just struggling with the gun. And pop, 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 pop. All these shots ring out, and we don't know who gets shot, y'all. That is where the cliffhanger is, of course. So that was this episode, y'all. That was the season finale. Danny and Tony, because Tony, I doubt Tony gonna want to quit his job. I would be like, shoot, let me try to get to another airline. I would not be going to no Alaska, baby. I would try to go to another airline. Like, does that have to be disclosed? This is a legal matter. Can this be sealed? Like, yeah, y'all. Yeah. A lot went on in this episode, right? So that was it. Make sure y'all like the video, thumbs up me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. I know a lot of people don't be watching Sisters, but they watch reviews because they still want to know what goes on. But the show just moves so slow that they don't want to watch it. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all support the channel. Click the like button, click the subscribe button as well. Until next time on another show, on another video. Bye-bye.